Now in this video, I'm going to show you how I dropped down from 1650 nearly, all the way down to around 1550. It was a very sad fall, humbling, but I think I learned a lot, try to prevent it from happening in the future. Let's get into the first game where I fell apart. Wow, so this first game, the computer had me at 2000 rating and my opponent at 2200 rating, but I had this one blunder, which we will go over right now. So I can already see it. I just clicked the blender and I moved one move behind and I could just see. And I can tell you, looking at this, because I looked at it a couple times before, so it's really in my head, this is just a disgusting, fast-minded, dopamine-filled move. No thought, no critical processing was done on this moment. By moving my queen to take this, my queen is still in the sights of his queen, just blocked by a little wall called the bishop. So all the bishop has to do is move out of the way in a way that I cannot attack his queen. It's called a check. Does he have any checks? Yes. This was the start of the downfall. Let's go to the next game. In this next game, as you can see by the bar, I am winning by 3 value points. Gotta take a deep breath because these games I was winning, I was doing well, which is a good feeling. I know how to play chess, but then I just throw it apart with these awful, awful blunders. I move queen c4. And basically, if you cannot tell, it's because this bishop has no good squares to go to. It's essentially a dead bishop. So he ends up just moving his pawn and basically taking it for free with tempo on my queen now that I really did that move. Now he's up by 2, and just in a matter of seconds, a 5 value point swing. What I should have done in this position, which I obviously didn't see, but almost every move, especially after the opening, you should be looking at like, okay, what does this check lead to? And basically, if I check, the only 2 pieces that can defend this, or that are defending it, are the queen and the rook, or the king and the rook. Obviously, the king cannot take because the queen is backing up this rook. So the rook has to take, or technically, the king can move. Now, if the king moves away, then I have the opportunity to move my queen up out of harm's way, obviously, and then I can move my bishop in a way that doesn't get it trapped. So yeah, that would have probably won me the game there. Now, if we go back and if the rook takes, then that's just simply an exchange. He took my bishop, and I get to take his rook a check. And the game would have looked very much better for me. So let's go to the next part of my sob story. So for this game, I played 82 and my opponent played 88. Like, I'm not playing bad here, but okay, so we just saw where my blunder is. Now let's think, why is this a blunder? I've not seen this game recently, I'm just jumping right in. And after taking some time to think about it, he moved this bishop there, which traps my rook in, and it's basically gonna have to be an exchange. And from there, exchange, there's 2 value points difference between these two, hence why he's about 2.4 up. And that's just a silly move. That's just what they call overextending in chess. Now, in this 13 move quickie, you can just hear, with those words, you know that I'm tilted. And of course, there's a blunder. And then let's see. How is this a blunder? Well, besides the fact that he can take, he can take there too, and that's just extremely sad because my king is literally trapped in a room of, let's just move on from that. My king is trapped and I'm forced to take with my queen, losing the game in 10 moves and potentially 9 because that was my 9th move where I blundered. So in the next game of my awful losing streak where I go from 1650 down to 1550, I find myself in a good position. Like, this is a common thing. I was doing better in chess overall, other than these awful moves. So this is a mistake, and that's a mistake. So with the culmination of these mistakes, I end up getting a losing value point system. And he takes, and I go for these cheesy, awful, not well thought out moves instead of just trying to develop, protect, develop, and threaten in a position structured, thought out quickly way. And he blunders even, and I still cannot pull this one out. And yet I miss it. And the miss was to simply take his knight. But no, I cannot take his knight. I do not know why. After taking his knight, he takes here. The best move, which actually looks really juicy, is getting my bishop to safety. And this bishop to safety in a weird way. And yeah, he has to move his queen away, and then I get the check and come in with these bishops. Like, look at this. Look how juicy that is. And no wonder it says I'm 4.5 up. Or I would have been 4.5 up if I didn't make those mistakes. Let's look at one or two more of these games. I'm starting to get extremely sad, and I don't know how many more I can take of this analysis. In this game, I played with 55.3% accuracy. I cannot even think of another game where I've played with this bad of an accuracy. This was awful. Let's actually look at the whole game. So I go here with my normal e4 setup, my normal Ruy Lopez. He attacks, so I don't want to take, I actually want to back up the bishop. Good, and that's a book move, as you can see. So I continue trying to push with that d4, and I do. I'm playing very well, 1.6 up. I've allowed his, or not allowed, but he's overextended with his knight, and I'm trying to punish with that with development, and I'm doing great. Like, again, I am playing good chess up to a certain point. I think during this time I was tilted, and that's something that I can take with me, that I need to just get a break and go exercise, do something productive, and take that as a win in and of itself, be happy with that, and then take a breath and continue back my chess. So continuing with this game, I throw my lead away, as you can see, because I think I'm smart or something. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I could have just played normal chess. I thought, I can take that, and then he's going to take, and then I'm going to check. And he can't take with this queen because my bishop's there. But guess what? Again, I'm just overextending, doing what he did, and I didn't calculate any of this. I calculated up to my knight checking. Like, if you're going to do something stupid, seemingly stupid, you better have calculated it all out, not just look 2 moves ahead saying, oh yeah, I get a check at the end. But I just sacrificed a bishop for a pawn. Like, my point is, the stupidity here is due to tilt, and you need to play this game in a non-emotional manner if you want to win. I advise it highly. So let's go into one more of these games and see if there's any other evidence that we can get put towards the trends which you've seen. So this was another poor accuracy game, 63%, obviously on the road. On the nearly 100-point loss streak in my chess in a matter of days. So I go with the Sicilian, the trusty Sicilian, and I go the Smith-Morra Gambit possibility, and I accept it. I get his knight out. And now this move perplexed me, and just looking at it from here to there, it's a 0.7 swing, and I'm thinking, how am I going to connect and make this pawn strengthened with the pawn chain? If I go f6, then there's a gaping hole right here on f7. Like, that's not right, and that's not good. Moving this pawn here blocks my bishop that way, and now this pawn is weak, so it's not a good start. Continuing, I try to develop with putting pressure. I feel like I have to take, right? Because he's just having this battery ram down, and it's looking really good for him. So I develop nicely, and he develops as well. So it's looking okay from here. Now I gotta remember, where's this queen? It's eyeing this, so let's not get too hasty, buddy. Let's attack his pawn and prepare to castle. Great. He attacks me. Now, for this, I feel like d6 has to be the only move. It is. Good. Okay, his queen is backed over there, attacking this twice. How do I defend it? Not that, sir. Not that. The best move here is to actually go there. Wow. So what would have happened? Okay, wait. So let's do the best move. And then what if he takes here? What do I do? Do I just go d7? No, it says for me to actually take here. Bishop takes c4. Wow. So this is a line that I would just have to be happy with. And I don't think I could have seen it, so that tells me that this opponent played really well. And yeah, he's 3 up, and then he missed something. So it's an even game. Wow, I have chances. But look where my king is. Like, this is just awful. Moving my king when you don't have to. I think it's very rare. I thought it was necessary there. It is not necessary for me to have moved my king by not castling. Like, it's very disappointing, but let's keep pushing forward. So he does a good move, and I didn't want to take because I can't with my king, and I didn't want to give up my queen for a knight and a bishop. So he moves back, and the game's looking great for him. And I decide to trade for some reason. But little did he know, I can move my knight back. And I thought, actually, just looking at this, I would have wanted to move here. But then he could have moved there. So maybe I'd made the base play. No, it says knight f4 is the best. Knight f4 would have kept me at 5.5 value points, but I went down to 3.5. Wow. Okay. And I lose this game somehow. That's awesome. Alright, so let's continue. I make the good move here. Just keep playing. And wow, the game is really in my hands. And so yeah, it was starting to feel good to me, so I decided to trade. And I'm still up. Like, it's not awful. Okay, double the rooks. Things are looking really good, I feel. Just move the king out of the way. Yeah, how is this bad for me? It's amazing that I lose something like this. And that's what I gave up. At this point, I'm probably supposed to move my king, my queen somewhere to defend a check. I can't really defend a check. That sounds like a hockey player. Defend a check. Alright, so yeah, I wanted queen c4 or rook here to d7 to defend. And I like the rook play much better. That's something that I would have actually taken. But he also, the computer also liked queen c4. Anyways, by allowing him to check me, look at these rooks. Look at this. Juicy. So then the game becomes very, very hard. And I thought I defended okay, but no. Not okay. Not okay at all. Now it's mate in 5, and the game's done. And over here it shows that he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great moves. It wasn't the hardest sequence. He had plenty of time. I have a minute 40. Who would have guessed? I'm low on time. But anyways, making silly, stupid moves is just the root of my problem, probably. Getting cocky enough to where I think I can win this game without having to calculate a correct line, and then doing that line. It's just it doesn't match up. You should not have an ego of thinking, oh, I can do this and get this result of winning without knowing something. The ego to expectations are not proportionate. And for some reason, my expectation was that, no, they should be proportionate. I should be right. My ego is fine. I'm good. No, I'm not. And I need to calculate and work every game, every move to win. There's no real way around it. Like, just gotta keep doing that and keep pushing forward. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts about how I'm thinking, or just tell me how you're thinking as well. I'll enjoy it either way. Anyways, it's been enough of my yapping. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a nice day.